Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Common Man's Compass with David
and Justin. This is a great podcast, guys. It's a podcast navigating life, faith, and everything in between. A conversation where anything goes. You never know what we're going to talk about. There's no telling. But we always try to keep God in it and keep God involved.
And we're glad you're here.
Good evening, everybody.
Good evening.
Hello, everybody in Radio Land. How are you?
Wonderful. Amazing.
Was that a good intro?
It was a great intro.
I thought so. I'm working on my broadcast voice.
Your broadcast voice. Your radio voice. Did your mom ever tell you got a face only for radio?
Yeah.
That's terrible.
Mom said I was the prettiest kid. No. How is everyone? You doing good?
I'm doing great.
You're doing great.
How are you doing?
I'm doing better. Sunburn's gone. Doing really good.
All right.
Getting used to land again.
Yeah. How'd you get that sunburn, sir?
I went on a cruise. me and the wifey celebrated 15 years on a cruise.
Well, congratulations.
Yeah, it was fun. I ate, and I did the classic old person.
Oh yeah.
We got up around like 10:30, 11.
Yeah.
Ate, and then we came back, took a nap, and then we got up and we ate lunch or a second breakfast. And Shelly, classic old person. You want to see the show? You want to go watch the show?
You better not say it too loud. She's gonna hear you.
Oh, she knows I was joking with her the whole time.
Oh.
I was like, oh, look, they're doing a Rio. It's a show. You want to go to the show? No, it was really good. It was relaxing. But reality sets in, and now I have to cook for myself. I have to do my own dishes. I have to go to work. The fun stuff.
Doesn't that suck?
Yeah.
You're like, why can this never end?
It's like we got home yesterday, and we ate dinner, and I was like, no dessert. I did. But surprisingly, I didn't gain 1 pound.
There you go.
Because of all the walking I did. She wanted to use the elevator, and I'm like, I'm going to go up the stairs. I got to burn some of this off.
Yeah. I'm gonna look like a beached whale when I get home. I gotta take care of this.
Oh yeah. But you know what was the craziest thing was when I left, gas prices were about normal, and now it's like they jump.
In a week they went crazy.
I was like, good grief, what has happened?
Yeah.
Crazy.
It is insane. I literally, within a week, said, well, I can't fill my truck up on $70 anymore.
Right. Remember when we would count the change, you get like $5, and that would last us like 3 days?
Yeah.
Not anymore.
Yeah.
Not anymore. You can't even walk up to the pump with $5.
Dude, it's ridiculous. And it's crazy. I understand why it's happening. It's because we were at war. And I know they've given a bunch of reasons why we're at war. I do know that I do believe it's Iran that's thankful that we're helping the Iranian people. Am I correct on that? Am I speaking that right?
Iranian people are the same.
Yeah, well, yeah, you know what I mean. Like,
right.
Am I saying the country right?
Yes, Iran.
Okay.
Now the Iranian people, I think they said since 1979, have been wanting somebody to do this.
Yeah, and now we're jumping in and kicking butt. But that's not really our fight, I think, but
Yes, it is.
Why would you say so?
Because us from the West, aka America, based on American values, are going against Muslim and communists. It's a deadly alliance between those two, of Muslim and communists. They are going hand in hand with each other.
Okay.
And I know that sounds harsh because I'm singling out a religious group, but Iran was not a Muslim country. Muslim immigrants came in and then they took over Iran.
That makes sense.
And they're doing it in Europe, and they're trying to do it here in America.
I do know they're trying to do it here in America and in other countries.
Yes.
I just meant in that country. Like I look over.
Right. The
and
Iranian people are celebrating and like, yes.
Yeah, and I would. Well, my thing is, I would normally say, which I agree with you, we are doing a good thing. I will say that, but I will also say it's still not it's not our country. It's not our problem. It's our problem here.
Right.
Why are we like? Well, I say why. I know why we are, but we're going over there and being Superman.
That's what it seems like.
That's what it looks like.
But I think there's several layers to it. There's that. There's also, so China is trying to get a landmass.
Oh, I do know that.
So they can do a trade on land and bypass the sea because America runs and operates the sea.
Yeah, and we are shutting shows down.
Right. That is why we made a stink at the Panama Canal, and we were like, no, it can't be that. So basically, we told Panama that we're going to take the canal back if you don't start policing it and doing it, because China was. So China and Hong Kong. Hong Kong's its own country, but they're the same.
Yeah.
And they were owning the two sides of the canal.
Right.
So America said, we're going to get involved if you don't get involved. And so they put pressure on it, and those two companies said, we're out. Well, China was like, no, you're not. Well, then the Panama, their government policy said this is unconstitutional to have in them. So they kicked them out. And now I think it's Swedish and Denmark, I think, or something. There's two European groups. It's not America running it, but it is American allies running it. So we have that going. And then Venezuela, we attacked them. They were doing oil deals with China. So that's attacked there. And now Iran, which, since we operate the seas, like nothing can get in the sea without America knowing and knowing where it's coming from and where it's going. So with that being said, if they can go through land and bypass the sea, all's good. So that's one reason why we had to go to Iran. And I think it's funny, all these protesters that are protesting against us going like, oh, we can't go there. These are the same people that are saying, stop oppressing women, which
right.
The group that was over Iran, women had no say. These people are also for the LGBT community. Mm-hmm. And over there, under the Muslim law or whatever, they throw homosexuals off buildings.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And they mutilate these people in public. And it's like, but you're mad because Big Orange is doing it. You know, and it's like, you make no sense. Just because you don't like somebody because he's a little crude, because he hurt your feelings, you're on a side with the same people that are like genocide. Like, you say you're a Christian, you're dead over there. You say that you want children, you're dead over there. Mm-hmm. You know, like,
oh, absolutely.
It's just, but yeah, there's so many reasons why we're over there. I think the better question is, why did it take 47 years and like 3 conflicts? Because we had Desert Storm, and that was, I believe, around over there.
Yeah. And
then we also had, Iraq freedom, but that was Iraq and Afghanistan. But but I know there was, all terrorist groups are funded through Iran. It's like the banking system for the terrorist group.
Right.
But it's interesting that at first, when I first heard that we were over there bombing them up, and I was like, why? It doesn't make sense. But if you peel back that top layer and what is her name? Julian Michaels, I think. She has a podcast. She was on Biggest Loser.
I don't know. I don't know her name.
I believe it's Julian Michaels. She was talking about this, and it makes sense. But what I don't understand is, like she was saying, that they were using each individual. So they would talk about Venezuela, and that was its own thing. And then they talked about Iran as its own thing. But it's all connected, and it's legacy media should be talking about all of it. Like, what is the agenda for all of it? But yes, gas prices are going to go up. Some goods are going to go up. And that is why Trump is trying to bring jobs home to counter these conflicts that are going to people panic, and Wall Street's very fickle. Someone sneezes wrong, the companies are, oh, we got to raise the prices. People are getting sick. We got to raise the prices. But the thing is they have a hard time bringing the prices down, because it's like, oh, well, people are used to paying $4 for gas, so let's just keep it at $4. And the only way that's going to happen is with Venezuela. We make that deal with them. We're trying to make a deal with Saudi Arabia, which is actually just Arabia.
Right.
A lot of people don't know that, but the Saudis operate Arabia, but it's not. They don't call it Saudi Arabia over there. They just call it Arabia.
Yeah.
But but it is. It's people just gotta bear in mind that we are in conflicts. Mm-hmm. We are fighting oppressors, sex traffickers. We are drug dealers, murderers, rapists.
Well, and that's
every kind of evil that you could think of, and we're going to have to sacrifice prices.
Yeah, I agree. Well, and it's funny too. Speaking of murderers and rapists, like that's like there's so many people getting so upset with ICE being over here and trying to take all the illegal immigrants out. It is so bad that ICE and several other different I don't know how you would word that, different departments that are have arresting and deporting capabilities. They're posting up on their social media pictures and descriptions and what they have done, these people that they're getting out of here. And they're rapists, they're gang members, they're like, and I don't mean like gang member that reformed. I mean like full on murderers, killers, like you name it. People for child trafficking. Bunches of them I've seen have been for some sort of terrible sex crime. And I'm like, wow. And these are the people you're defending that you want to stay here. Like, don't get me wrong. If you're here and you're doing it correctly, come on with it, bro.
Well, my thing is,
but if you're like not, number one, if you're not doing it correctly, you need to leave and do it correctly. Number two, if you're breaking the law, especially here, bounce out, dude. And if it's a sex crime, bruh, well, that is ridiculously horrible. And yet you have these people that are like, no, we gotta protect them and keep them. Now, that being said, those are probably the same idiots that are wanting to call certain, just wanting to call pedophiles minor attracted persons.
Matt, yeah.
Sorry, that's not what they are. They're pedophiles. They are terrible people.
The thing is Obama was their champion. That was their, that's their Roosevelt of our time.
Well, and
he was all about ICE.
For sure.
They praised it. They don't want them here. It's just Trump said it. And so, we got to be against it.
For sure. Well, and that's like the fact that there is some serious stuff going on in Mexico right now. And I do believe that we are starting to lend a bit of a helping hand. The problem is with a country like that, they're attached to us. And things are just flowing through there like water through a faucet. Whether that be people, drugs, you name it. We have to stop it somewhere. We have to do something. And in a sense of, as I said earlier, where I'm like, we're being Superman. In a sense of that, I have to say, I'm one. If we went over there right now and declared full-on war with the drug cartel and we invaded Mexico to help the president get rid of the cartel, dude, I'd be all for it. Now, the scary part is what a lot of people don't know is that here in America, I guarantee you there are cartel members all over America.
Oh, yeah.
And that's sad to say, but that's true. And so
Well,
if something like that were to happen, we would have to be prepared for retaliation.
It's by design. Like, these terrorist countries have opened their prisons and said, get out of our country, go to America. You want your freedom, go to America. I don't care what you do, just go to America. So they're sending us their rapists, their terrorists.
See, that's sad.
And it's like, I don't understand the logic. I understand if Hillary Clinton, if somehow she became president, okay? She became president and she was saying, we have to go and we have to back Israel and we got to go to Iran. I'd probably be in the same boat that I'm in now. That, yeah, it needs to happen. It should have happened a long time ago. But my question is, when does it end? Like, what's the end game? Because it seems like we're here, and here, and we're kind of running thin. It feels that way. But we're also not getting the full picture. We're not getting the full transparency of it. Like,
Right.
And I understand Trump's not, he can't sit there and say, okay, we're going here, and then next month we're going to go here at this time and this day. I'm not asking for that. I'm just asking, is there an end goal? Like,
Yeah, is this just conquer as many places as we can? Which on some level, I kind of got to agree with that too, in a sense of, okay, while I'm in office, I only have 4 years. I got to stop the war on drugs. I got to fix the border problem. I got to do this. I got to do that, and I got to do this. And I only have 4 years. You know what? Let's just start wiping people out. Well, I don't want to say wiping people out, but like wiping the map clean. Okay, on some level, I do get that. But I agree. It would be nice for a little bit of better, explanation, a little more transparency.
Right.
I agree. Speaking...
You know it will be crazy?
Huh?
America makes alliance with Russia.
Oh, yeah.
We end the Ukraine and Russia war, and we side with Russia.
That would be crazy.
And it will definitely redefine our history books, because for years Russia has been the enemy. Russia's always been our enemy.
Yep.
But they weren't always.
No.
World War I, it was Russia and America. But it's one of those, why aren't we? Because I believe they're a republic. I don't think Putin's a dictator. I think he's a president.
Yeah.
Because they call him President Putin. But
This is true. But I don't know.
So it's one of those. It's interesting.
It is very interesting.
But people got to understand that there's evil stuff out there. That we're not fighting just against man. It's not man versus man. It is literally good versus evil. And if we have that in the bank and we're looking at it, are we on the side of good or are we on the side of bad?
Speaking of being on the side of good and on the side of bad.
Yes.
What do you know about communion?
I believe that's where a group of people get together and they play with tambourines. They drink a lot of Kool-Aid.
Oh. They have to all drink the same Kool-Aid though from the same pitcher, and they may take a very, very, very long, nap forever.
No,
no, it's terrible.
No, they transcend.
They transcend. who was that cult? That was I can't remember it now.
The Haley's Comet.
Yeah, was it Haley's Comet?
I forget what the group was called.
Yeah, I remember what the group was. Yeah, it was
something Hell's Gate or
some weird. Yeah, but
nobody loves me. I'm gonna jump on a comment group.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
Sorry.
We're gonna drink this Kool-Aid and we're gonna transcend.
Right.
Could you imagine being the one guy that didn't drink the Kool-Aid?
That showed up late, like, oh crap, they're gonna blame this on me.
Yeah.
Where's the Kool-Aid? They drank all the Kool-Aid.
I missed out.
Jeez.
The cops show up and they're like, "What are you doing here?" I don't know.
I went to get ice.
Well, for real though. So on communion, where you at? Where you at on that? What you know?
So what I know is that sometimes at church we do this, and I know especially on Easter, like it's a big thing for Easter. I've actually been to some churches, they do it every Sunday, but it is Jesus, after he washed everyone's feet and showed that servanthood, he said, "Hey guys, I'm going to talk a little weird.
Okay.
But you want to understand what I'm saying. I'm going to break this bread, and this bread represents my body."
Okay.
And so when you're all together, I want you all to do this and think of me
Right.
as you do this. And so this bread represents my body. I'm
Right,
sacrificing and giving my body.
And he does the same thing with the wine,
Right.
essentially.
Yes.
So when taking that, what a lot of people don't understand, and I can explain it using the Bible in a moment.
Nice.
But what a lot of people don't understand is that is a representation.
Right. It's not
of
his
you.
actual body.
Well, no, they know that, but it's a
Some people think that we are into cannibalism. Like seriously,
That's interesting.
There's a group of people that they hear that and they're like, "You're eating, like you're eating and drinking blood."
Yeah. Well, either way. So as far as that goes, a lot of people don't understand that's a representation of your promise and commitment to God. And if you don't know what that means, you shouldn't do it. You know what I mean? And I'll explain that real quick using the Bible.
Well, and I've always thought that like if you're not a believer, because he didn't do this with a group. Like he wasn't out there when he did his Sermon on the Mount and said, "Hey, everyone, we're going to eat this bread, and I want you to think of me."
Yeah.
This was his inner circle. This was his church.
Absolutely.
This was his people, and he's like, "Hey, this is a very special thing, and it's an inside special thing."
Well, and it says here in 1 Corinthians 11, we're going to start in verse 27. It says, "So then whoever eats the bread or drinks the cup of the Lord in an unworthy manner will be guilty of sinning against the body and blood of the Lord. Everyone ought to examine themselves before they eat of the bread and drink from the cup. For those who eat and drink without discerning the body of Christ eat and drink judgment on themselves. That is why many among you are weak and sick, and a number of you have fallen asleep. But if we were more discerning with regard to ourselves, we would not come under such judgment. Nevertheless, when we are judged in this way by the Lord, we are being disciplined so that we will not be finally condemned with the world." That right there should like scream volumes to people. If you're just taking it to take it because the people around you are taking it and you don't understand what that means, you shouldn't. It is your representation. That's why it's meant to be done in a group, not just in your home by yourself. Like it's meant to be done in a group as a representation to the Lord, as a representation to people around you, that I am in this, and it really means something. And so many people don't understand that. And it's really sad. Like, I don't think you should let children do it that don't understand, Right. If a kid doesn't understand that, they shouldn't do it. If like my daughter, she's 6 years old. Literally a few Sundays ago, we did communion. And she wanted to eat the bread and drink the juice, because we're not actually handing out wine in church, No. But she wanted to, and she's like, I want some. And I was like, baby girl, you can't. I'm sorry, you can't. And so afterwards, I tried to explain it to her, and she didn't understand. She's 6. So Miss Joy, the leader of our children's youth, she did her level best to explain this to a 6-year-old. And she said, I made some really good points. But then she looked at me and said, "Look at my bracelet." She was like, all she knew to say was, "Look at my bracelet." And I love Jesus. And you may love Jesus, but you're not quite old enough to understand what this means yet.
Right.
and I don't want you to take that on. And by unworthy, let me say that none of us are really worthy, but through the blood of Christ we are. You know, it's like if we went to heaven and we walked into the day of judgment in front of God, and God's like, yeah, look at all that dirt on you, bro. Like, I don't know if we can do this. And then Jesus walks up and he throws that clean jacket over you. And then God goes, wait a minute. You look clean now. And God's like, yeah, he's with me. I covered him with this jacket. He's good, you know. It's the same thing, bro.
Right.
You know, and people don't understand it's a representation of that.
But my thing is, we shouldn't self-examine just on Communion Day.
No, you should self-examine all the time.
I think,
but
yeah.
if you're going to take communion, it's
Oh, yeah.
a time for you. And like our preacher says that, take this moment to examine yourself. Like you need to examine yourself and make sure you're doing this with a big open heart.
I'm wondering if they did that just because someone was talking in the background and they're like, look, you need to examine yourself. You know, and they're like, quiet. This is a serious thing, so we need silence,
Bro.
You hear me, Joshua? No, but it is, and I'm glad it's in there because it's like, this isn't like, hey, this is a routine ritual. This isn't this is just tradition. This actually means something. Like,
Yeah.
this is. When you do this, you need to have that gravity on your shoulders that, like, God shed his blood and his body was broke for me.
Yep.
Which means I can't boast about being a good Christian. I can't boast about anything because it's nothing I did or you did or anybody did but Jesus.
Yeah. I do have something to say, though.
What's that?
All right. If you look at Matthew 26:23, and I can't help but laugh about this, and you know why I can't help but laugh about it. It's not funny, but there's a Christian comedian, folks, that we listen to occasionally, and he has a thing he does about this, and it's so funny. But it says Matthew 26 says Jesus replied, "The one who has dipped his hand into the bowl without me will betray me." Or sorry, the one who has dipped his hand into the bowl with me will betray me. The Son of Man will go just as it is written about him. But woe to the man who betrays the Son of Man. It would be better for him if he had not been born. Then Judas, the one who would betray him, said, "Surely you don't mean me, Rabbi." And
Is it me, Jesus? Is it me?
I knew it was coming. But it says, Jesus answered, "You have said so." Could you imagine being in his shoes? Because it said that he would go on to, which means that he hasn't yet. Could you imagine being in his, sorry, I made the thingy go off. Could you imagine being in his shoes and hearing that? Like, and then to still go forward and do it, which, don't get me wrong, if Jesus had not died for our sins, none of us would be getting into heaven today. However, could you imagine being in his shoes? That would crush my soul.
Here's the crazy thing. Jesus knew all that.
Yeah.
It wasn't just revealed to him. Like, he knew from the moment he met him.
He told him over and over and over again.
And
that, oh, hey, I'm, soon I won't be here.
Right. And but what's crazy is before the Last Supper, Jesus is washing everyone's feet and talking about, if you want to lead, you have to serve.
Yeah.
And he washes Judas's feet. And Judas, knowing what he's about to do, like, it's in his mind, he's thinking about it. And here this guy is, that is the Messiah, that is the Messiah, washing your feet, and you're going to betray that.
Yep.
And then he gives you something serious.
Yeah.
And it's like,
it's crazy. Now, on that note, like, I gotta say what the joke is. So there's a comedian, folks, that we listen to, and he's like, he says, they're all sitting there, and Jesus tells him, that one of you is going to betray me, and he goes, could you imagine being in that room? And Peter's like, is it me, Jesus? No, my son. Paul's like, is it me, Jesus? No, my son. And Jesus goes, surely you don't mean me, Jesus. Is it me, Jesus?
And there's a part that people don't see in there. But Jesus says the one that's dipping, The one that's double dipping.
Yeah.
That's why Judas was the one, because he double dipped.
Yeah.
He got caught. He's double dipping.
He said dip in his hand, but I see what you're saying, double dipping. But no, it's crazy, man. It's I could not imagine being in his shoes and having to be like, oh no.
I know it's hard for us to look at that, but you also got to look at the time. A lot of people thought the Messiah was going to be the new David, that they were going to crush Rome under their feet, and that they were going to build this. They were thinking the end times. They were thinking Armageddon is going to happen.
Right, yeah.
And so they were thinking a warlike king, this gigantic guy, is going to come by and just wipe out all their enemies, and they're going to be a superior group again. And Jesus was like, I'm not here for that. I'm here for your soul. I'm not here for worldly things. I'm here for heavenly things.
Yeah, speaking of souls, there's another one I heard about Lazarus that's pretty funny.
Oh, yeah?
So, it's a different comedian, and he tells this hilarious joke. He's talking about if you could imagine being Lazarus when he was raised from the dead. And I was like, man, that's a weird thing to think about. And he goes, yeah, could you imagine? He's just up there. Everything's going great. There's air conditioning up there. You know, he's tending his flowers. He's having a great time. Someone walks up, and they're like, hey, bro, can you come with me? And he's like, yeah, sure. And then they tell him that, oh, yeah, Jesus is going to bring you back. And he's like, wait. I made it, though. He's like, could you imagine Lazarus is looking down? Jesus, no, don't go in there. You know, don't do it.
So I have some jokes.
Okay.
How does Moses make his tea?
How?
He brews it. Do you know who the richest woman in the Bible is?
No.
It is the Pharaoh's daughter.
Really?
She went to the bank and pulled out a little profit. That one's my favorite one. I love that one.
No, I can't hate. On that note, though, I do believe it is time, sir.
Is it time?
It is time.
It is one more time. Am I praying?
Full send, baby.
All right. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Let's do this. Okay. All right. Lord, thank you so much for these unsettling times, and that you still can give us humor and love. Lord, please be with our military, that it's all over the world, protecting it. And Lord, be with the people that are in charge, and just empower them and let them be doing your work in your name. Amen.
Amen.